The evolutions of July 4th. On July 4th, 1776, the 13 colonies declared their independence from Great Britain, resulting in the formations of the United States. Every year on July 4th, also known as Independence Day, Americans commemorate this historic event. Welcome back to our channel, and today we're showing you the significances of the evolutions of the 4th of July. What is the day celebrated for? Which country's independence is this day for? Get all the information in today's video, but before we begin, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell icon to never miss out on more videos like this. Here we begin. What really happened on July 4th, 1776? Minor changes were made to Jefferson's declarations of independence during discussions, but the document's spirit remained unchanged. The Virginia Declarations of Rights was one of the primary documents that influenced Jefferson's wording of the Declarations of Independence. The Virginia document also served as the foundations of the Bill of Rights. The Declarations of Independence was revised until the late afternoon of July 4th, when it was officially adopted. None of the 13 colonies voted in favor of the declarations, while 2, Pennsylvania and South Carolina, voted against it. Delaware was undecided, and New York did not vote. John Hancock, president of the Continental Congress, signed the Declarations of Independence, but according to legend, he signed his name with a great flourish, so that England's King George could read it without spectacles. The original copy of the Declarations of Independence is now housed in the National Archives in Washington, D.C. It is kept in the most modern archival conditions to preserve the delicate, valuable document. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that their Creator endows them with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, says the Declarations of Independence's famous preamble. Why do we celebrate the 4th of July? July 4th has been designated as a national holiday to commemorate the United States Declarations of Independence. Although the Second Continental Congress officially voted to declare independence from Great Britain on July 2, 1776, the finalized Declarations of Independence was not approved until July 4, 1776. It would be a few weeks later, on August 2, 1776, before the majority of the delegates could travel to Philadelphia to sign the document. According to the Library of Congress, 4th of July celebrations only became commonplace after the War of 1812. However, by the 1870s, the 4th of July had established itself as the most important secular holiday on the calendar. On June 28, 1870, the United States Congress declared Independence Day an unpaid federal holiday. However, Congress did not make it a paid federal holiday until 1938. The significance of the holiday lies not only in celebrating the birth of a new, free nation, but also in recognizing the significance of the Declarations of Independence, which was a rebuke and a stumbling block to tyranny and oppressions, in the words of Abraham Lincoln. Which country did we declare our independence from? The colonies, whose populations were considered subjects of the King of England, declared their independence from Britain's Parliament as well as King George III himself. What led the colonies to seek independence? The colonists were a melting pot of people from all over Europe and beyond, not just the English, Irish, and Scots. As a result, many colonial communities spoke their native languages, following their country's customs, and practiced their own faiths. The different groups, however, had one thing in common. They all had to swear loyalty to the King of England and submit to the law as a British subject, according to the American Revolution podcast. Over time, more and more colonists began to resent being ruled by Great Britain. So when the British Parliament imposed the Stamp Act in 1765, the colonists were subjected to a direct tax for the first time. Although the tax was small, the colonists were outraged that they had no say in the matter. It was a matter of principle for them. Although the Stamp Act was repealed in the following year, Parliament enacted the Declaratory Act, which stated that Great Britain had complete authority over the colonies. According to History.com, the issues of taxations and representations raised by the Stamp Act strained relations with the colonies, to the point where, 10 years later, the colonists rose in armed rebellion against the British. Over the next few years, violent rebellions became more common as more colonists demanded independence and saw the British Parliament as corrupt. These seeds of rebellion grew into the establishment of the United States of America as a sovereign nation. In the early 1776, the publications of Thomas Paine's stirring pamphlet Common Sense lit a fire under this previously unthinkable idea. The independence movement was now in full swing based on the sources. How the Declarations of Independence was created. The colonies had already been at odds with England for a year when they convened a Continental Congress in Philadelphia in the summer of 1776. Richard Henry Lee of Virginia presented a resolution with the famous words, "Resolved, that these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connections between them and the state of the Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved," during a sessions in the Pennsylvania State House on June 7, 1776. Lee's words sparked the creation of a formal Declaration of Independence. Though the resolutions was not immediately implemented, the resolution's considerations was postponed on June 11th by a vote of 7 colonies to 5, with New York abstaining. Finally, a committee of 5 was formed to draft a statement presenting the colony's case for independence to the rest of the world. Members of the committee included Massachusetts' John Adams, Connecticut's Roger Sherman, Pennsylvania's Benjamin Franklin, New York's Robert R. Livingston, and Virginia's Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson was tasked with writing the actual document. The Continental Congress reconvened on July 1, 1776, and the Lee Resolutions for Independence was adopted the following day by 12 of the 13 colonies, with New York not voting. How is the 4th of July celebrated? Traditions include fireworks, barbecues, and more. The first large 4th of July celebrations occurred on the one-year anniversary of independence in 1777. According to the Library of Congress, it was a spontaneous celebration in Philadelphia. People set off fireworks, built bonfires, lit candles in their windows, and cheered down the avenues. A band performed celebratory music. Artillery fire from colorfully decorated Delaware River vessels filled the air with booms and gun smoke. John Adams described the scene in a letter to his 11-year-old daughter Abigail the next day, July 5, 1777. "Dearest daughter, yesterday, the anniversary of American independence was commemorated here with a festivity and ceremony," he wrote something. "There was a lot of drinking going on, as there is at most large street parties," according to William Williams' complaint. But according to Edmund Cody's Burnett in letter of members of the Continental Congress, the Connecticut Founding Fathers disapproved the shenanigans. He later harumphed about the great expenditure of liquor that day, among other transgressions. Celebrations were also held in other cities. Fireworks are now one of the most common features of the 4th of July celebrations. Despite dating back to the 1st July 4th celebrations in America, fireworks were nothing new. They had been used for centuries in China and have been a common feature of royal pageantry in Europe since the Middle Ages. Barbecues are another popular July 4th tradition for a variety of reasons. For one thing, much like setting off fireworks, cooking meat over an open flame has long been associated with celebrations. In addition, it's a quick way to feed a large group. Meat is also a symbol of prosperity because it is more expensive than other foods. Barbecuing is also more popular in the summer, making it a natural choice for a July 4th celebration. Aside from the meat, baked beans, coleslaw, and corn on the cob are staples of American barbecues. What do you think about the evolutions of the 4th of July? Let us know your views in the comments down below. Also, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell icon to never miss out on more videos like this. See you soon.